So guys, every single offseason, the national media sits down and they make their lists. Best secondary in football, best cornerback room in football. And every single year, they look right past Philadelphia. They go to San Francisco, they go to Kansas City, they go to Buffalo. And Eagles fans just have to sit there and take it. But here is what I need you to understand right now. The cornerback trio that Howie Roseman just put together in Philadelphia, Quinyon Mitchell, DeJean, and Riq Woolen, is not just good. It is not just competitive. I genuinely believe, and I am going to prove this to you today, that this is the best cornerback trio in the entire NFL. And once I break this down corner by corner, I do not think you are going to argue with me. What's up, Birds Gang? Welcome back to the NFL Playbook Eagles. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now, before I get into these corners, I need to address the one question everybody keeps bringing up, and that question is safety. Look, I am not going to sit here and pretend that position is fully settled. Reed Blankenship is gone, and Vic Fangio himself has made it clear that the starting job opposite Andrew Mukuba is wide open right now. Marcus Epps, Michael Carter, Andre Sam, JT Gray, they are all competing. That competition is real, and I understand why people are concerned about it. But here is what people are sleeping on. Mukuba, when he was on the field last season, was getting better every single week. His communication was sharper, his pre-snap reads were cleaner, and Fangio knows exactly what he has in that kid going into this season. And here is the part that changes everything. DeJean is already slated to play safety in base defensive packages. So even with that open competition, Fangio has already found a way to cover that position with one of the smartest and most versatile defensive backs in the entire league. And what Mitchell, DeJean, and Woolen are about to do for this defense, I genuinely do not think people are ready for it yet. But honestly, that is not even the biggest reason I am excited. Let me get into these corners now, because this is where it gets really good.
Let's start with Quinyon Mitchell. And honestly, every time I think about this defense, I keep coming back to him first. Because look, there are corners in this league who play zone and stay safe and just try not to get beat. And then there are corners who actually want the smoke, who look across the field at the other team's best receiver and say, "Give me that guy." That is Mitchell. He does not hide. He does not avoid the matchup. He goes out there every single Sunday and shuts people down. And the thing that makes him so special is not just the talent, it is the mentality. He wants the pressure. He seeks it out. He is not out there hoping the quarterback throws somewhere else. He is daring him to try. And in this league, that kind of corner, that combination of skill and competitive fire is genuinely rare. Now, let me tell you something. The most fascinating piece of this entire cornerback group is not the shutdown corner. It is the player who might be the hardest guy to game plan against in the entire NFL right now. And that player is DeJean. I am not going to sit here and pretend that when people hear nickel corner, they immediately think big money and big impact. Most people do not. Most people think slot corner, limited role, specific situation player. But here's the thing people are missing when it comes to DeJean. He is not a nickel corner. He is a weapon. He is a Swiss Army knife. And Vic Fangio himself said it. DeJean can play all over the secondary. And when Fangio says something like that, you listen. Because Fangio does not hype players up for no reason. That man is one of the greatest secondary coaches this game has ever seen, and he is genuinely excited about what he can do with DeJean week in and week out. Think about what that actually means. One week, you move DeJean out to outside corner based on the matchup. The next week, you keep him in the slot against a shifty receiver that nobody else can handle in man coverage. The week after that, you drop him into an extra safety where you need his instincts over the top. And then the week after that, you use him specifically to shadow a tight end that opposing offenses are trying to exploit. That kind of flexibility forces offensive coordinators to game plan differently every single week. They can't just say, okay, DeJean is in the slot, so we attack outside, because DeJean might not be in the slot this week. He might be somewhere completely different, and that uncertainty alone is worth more than most people realize. Offensive coordinators around this league are going to spend their entire summer trying to figure out where he lines up, and the answer is they are never going to know until the ball is snapped. And I haven't even gotten to the craziest part yet. Cooper DeJean is probably the best tackling cornerback in football. In a league where corners routinely miss in space and give up yards after contact, DeJean is the guy who shows up and makes the play. First contact balance, wrap-up technique, downhill trigger when the ball is caught short. He plays bigger than his size in every single run support situation. And then you combine all of that with what he did on the biggest stage this franchise has ever played on, a pick-6 in the Super Bowl. That is not luck. That is not a fluke. That is a player who was built for moments exactly like that. That is a player who rises when everything is on the line.
Now, here is where things get really interesting, because the Eagles did not stop there. They went out this offseason and added the third piece, and that third piece is Riq Woolen. And I want people to really understand what this signing means, because I think it is being severely underrated right now. People are so focused on what this team lost that they completely missed what they gained at that third corner spot. Woolen just turned 27 years old. He is 6'4", he is a former Pro Bowl corner, he just won a Super Bowl in Seattle, so he knows exactly what a winning environment looks and feels like, and here is the manufactured doubt moment I want to address right now. When I first saw the signing, I thought, okay, is this just a depth move? Is this just adding a name? But then you actually look at the film and you look at what Woolen brings physically, and the answer is absolutely not. This is a legitimate starter. This is a legitimate impact player. With his length and his closing speed, receivers are not going to find it easy to work against him. He disrupts at the catch point, he makes quarterbacks think twice before they go his way, and that is what you need from your third corner. Vic Fangio was surprised that Woolen did not get a long-term deal this offseason. Think about that. Fangio looked at this corner and thought he should have been paid already, and now the Eagles have him playing for a contract at 27 years old with a chip on his shoulder. Remember when the Eagles got James Bradberry and everybody laughed? Everybody said he was finished, he was done, he was a giant, what did you expect? And Bradberry came in and was excellent, especially that first season. Riq Woolen is younger than Bradberry was when Philadelphia got him. He is bigger, he is faster, and he is hungrier. Going from Adoree Jackson to Riq Woolen at that third corner spot is not a small upgrade. That is a massive upgrade. That is the kind of move that completely changes the personality of your secondary. That is Howie Roseman finding value that the rest of the league slept on. And Eagles fans have seen this story before. They know exactly how it ends.
So now step back and look at what Vic Fangio was actually working with here. You have Quinyon Mitchell on the outside shutting down the opposing #1 receiver every single week. You have Cooper DeJean, the Swiss Army knife, doing literally whatever the defense needs him to do that week based on the matchup. And you have Riq Woolen making life physically miserable for receivers who try to work against him with his length and his closing speed. 3 completely different profiles, 3 completely different skill sets, and together, they form something that offensive coordinators around this league are going to spend their entire summer trying to figure out how to attack. And the answer is they are not going to find a clean answer, because there is no clean answer against a cornerback trio built like this. This is not just good, this is special, and I think deep down, even the people who want to doubt this team know that.
That's where I'm at with it, Eagles Nation. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know what you think. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit that button right now, because we talk Eagles every single week, and you do not want to miss what's coming next. Fly, Eagles, fly.